Louisville started 2025 with a major snowstorm. The Louisville Zoo celebrated a couple of birthdays, and Mayor Greenberg outlined his goals for 2025. All that and more on Louisville This Week. I'm John Ramsey, Director of City Partnerships. Snow and ice were the story of the week in Louisville. Mayor Greenberg kept the public informed with a series of press conferences.
The snow came in just as we expected.
My first bit of advice from having been out and around the city today is stay home if possible. The conditions are still bad. John Gordon's with us. He's going to tell you more about what we can expect over the next 24 or 36 hours. We started this morning by salting all of the roads, and then since about noon, all of the trucks that have been out had been both plowing and salting the roads. We're definitely making really good progress, and that's thanks to the hard-working snow team that's been out since Sunday morning at 6 a.m., covering our streets, our 110 routes, over 2,700 lane miles of roads. They are right now plowing and salting all of those routes. Snow's getting ready to stop, but we're going to keep going. Our crews are going to keep working on that. We're encouraging people to remain home for the rest of the day today, unless you absolutely have to go out, just like yesterday. I'm pleased to report that based on my own observation, based on lots of reports from all across our entire county, that the city is in much better shape than we were 24 hours ago. And that's thanks to the hard work of hundreds of people around this entire city that are doing great work 24/7. This was the largest snowfall Louisville has seen in over 25 years. So we have to remember that this has just started 48 hours ago. So I'm pleased with where we are, but I know there's still a lot of work to do, and so we're going to keep going. We're going to start doing additional routes. We're going to add streets that are not on our snow routes to keep plowing, to keep salting, to help more residents have their roads plowed, to help get our JCPS kids back to school quicker, to help get you to your job, to help get you to your doctor's appointment, to help our U of L and other university students get to and from their school and their place of employment even quicker.
Snow can be beautiful, and the producers at Metro TV captured that beauty. Louisville Metro Public Works kept busy during the storm, making sure we could all get around safely.
Hey Louisville, it's about 1:30. I'm out with Deshaun plowing on Fern Valley Road right now. He's one of the amazing 200 colleagues we have here on the snow team that are out working on the 110 snow routes around the entire city. The snow has been coming down fast and furious all morning long. Every truck that's out on the road right now is both plowing and salting the road, as Deshaun is right now. I just want to reach out because we're passing cars that are stuck on the road. Please do not go out unless you absolutely have to today. The roads are still not yet all clear, although our team has been out since 7 o'clock this morning, and over 80 of the 110 routes have gotten at least one pass. So please stay home if necessary. A giant thanks to Deshaun and everyone who's out there working to keep the roads safe.
The most efficient way to report hanging wires from utility poles is to contact a utility company, such as LG&E. If you're unsure which utility company to contact, you can reach out to Metro 311 by calling 574-5000 or by downloading the Metro 311 app on your phone and submitting the issue through the app.
During his first weekly press conference of 2025, Mayor Greenberg outlined his key initiatives for this year.
We have great momentum throughout our entire city, in every corner of our city. And we want to continue that momentum, to build on that momentum as we move through 2025 as well. So here are 5 of my top goals for 2025. First, we're going to continue improving public safety. That is going to continue to be our top focus every day. That includes hiring more police officers, prosecuting more of our violent criminals, implementing the reforms that we've been talking about and working on so diligently over the past 2 years. Everything that we can do to reduce crime in our city, we are going to continue to do. Second, we're going to continue to focus on building more housing and having less homelessness. That is going to continue to be a focus. 3, we're going to continue the great economic momentum that we have, creating more jobs in every neighborhood, in downtown Louisville and every other neighborhood in Louisville. We're going to give people even more reasons to live downtown, to work downtown, to visit downtown. Our 4th priority, we are going to continue making Louisville a healthier city. And in 2025, we're going to focus on doing that by opening and reopening some world-class public swimming pools, park amenities, and libraries all across our city. And for number 5, there's Thrive by 5. This year, Thrive by 5 Louisville is going to continue to build on the great momentum it has working to make world-class early childhood education a reality for all 3- and 4-year-old kids across the entire city.
The U.S. Department of Justice has awarded a grant of over $400,000 to a new study involving LMPD.
Part of that work requires innovation and new thinking and doing things in new ways and being open-minded to what is actually happening. And that's the kind of approach that we took when we opened the Summit Wellness Center, which has become a national model for officer wellness and support. And embracing innovation is part of a new initiative that Chief Humphrey is leading at LMPD. And so I'm incredibly proud to announce right here in the early part of 2025 that the United States Department of Justice, yes, the United States Department of Justice has awarded a grant of over $400,000 to a new study involving LMPD.
Pretty innovative in that an agency that is facing federal reform efforts, right, mandated consent decree work, is having a research team embedded in their agency to help assist along the way. So to be very clear, I'm not here representing a monitoring team. We will not be monitoring the Louisville Metro Police Department, but rather working with them in partnership.
During the mayor's weekly press conference, LMPD Police Chief Paul Humphrey shared information on the December shootings that involved LMPD officers.
When officers arrived on scene, you'll see that the door was shut. Officers shone their flashlight at the door from a distance, and they were met with gunfire from there. Eventually, officers were able to talk this suspect out, take the suspect into custody without anyone being injured. We're very thankful that neither the suspect or the officers were injured, primarily due to the professionalism of the officers. In that, we were able to safely take a violent convicted felon off the street. On December 28th in the 1100 block of Rutlinger, when again officers from the 4th Division made a trouble run, and when they arrived at an Airbnb, the suspect was inside of a bathroom barricaded with a firearm, and when officers tried to make contact with him, he shot at them through the window. And so you'll see how dynamic and how quickly these situations change. But again, we're very fortunate that no one was injured. Both of these cases are still under ongoing investigations. They were charged by the Public Integrity Unit. I want to point out the professionalism and the pride that I have in those officers in those situations. And the fact that they continue to do this day after day should show to the community our dedication to keep you safe.
several of the Louisville Zoo's beloved residents celebrate birthdays in January.
Today we are here to celebrate Jelani's 28th birthday. He is one of our gorillas in one of our bachelor groups. He lives with Bengadi. We like to give them special enrichment items, which enrichment items basically give them something to really do, to encourage natural behaviors. So they get a lot of things that maybe they wouldn't get on a normal day here. So we like to do that to keep things interesting for them.
Happy birthday to dear Jelani. Happy birthday to you. Woo!
We like to invite people to come, and so they can kind of feel like they're a part of what we do here at the Louisville Zoo. So they can kind of feel like they're a part of conservation and helping these animals, which is what we stand for here. He loves our guests' cell phones. You guys have probably been here before and have seen him looking at videos and pictures. We like to encourage people to show him gorilla videos and gorilla pictures. He does bring awareness to a program we have here called EcoCell. It's a conservation program for western lowland gorillas. You bring in your old cell phones, you can donate them, and the proceeds will actually go to help conservation. They harvest the metal that's inside of them. The building we have here is set up really neat because we get to see them all the time and they get to see us all the time. They definitely watch us. They take on to our cues of what we're doing. They see us setting up for things like this. So it definitely brings a little bit of excitement to the everyday things.
Thank you all so much for coming out here and celebrating her 14th birthday.
She doesn't know that it's her actual birthday, but she's just excited that we gave her a few extra treats today.
We're very proud of her. She's a very special polar bear. Happy birthday, dear Buddy. Happy birthday to you.
These are our big fans. We're very fortunate to have them in our lives. We have done this every year since we had Kunnick in 2011. She's a very special bear. She came to us from the North Slope of Alaska. Unfortunately, she was orphaned and they rescued her. She came to us in 2011 and been with us ever since. This is Kunnick's first time actually being allowed to participate in the breeding program for the species survival plan for polar bears. So we received Bo back in February, and fingers crossed we will be able to get them together for the very first time this winter, and we will be able to have a successful breeding season with these guys.
Several members of the Louisville Metro Council celebrated the naming of Louisville as a national welcoming city.
Councilwoman Parrish Wright is unable to be here, but I am reading this statement on her behalf. First, I want to thank the Metro Council of 2017 that sponsored and passed the original ordinance relating to the Employee Authority and Immigration Matters. Louisville is a compassionate and welcoming city for our immigrant community. We not only take pride in our diversity, but value our 8 sister cities around the world. I am honored to be in service to all the residents of Metro Louisville, especially in District 3 and all the border districts that have a big and growing population of hardworking immigrants as our constituents.
Because today we stand together not just as individuals, but as a community committed to justice, compassion, and the sacred dignity of every human being. But let's be honest, proposals targeting immigrants aren't just policy discussions. They're a test of our moral strength. How we respond speaks volumes about who we are and what kind of city Louisville aspires to be. Do we embrace hope and inclusion in our city, or do we double down on fear? Louisville's made a promise, a commitment rooted in our 2017 ordinance that ensures law enforcement serves all Louisvillians. Not as agents of ICE, but as protectors of our neighborhoods. That promise isn't just a policy, it's a declaration of our values. It's about ensuring that no one lives in fear because of the way they look, sound, or pray.
President-elect Trump's immigration plans are crueler, more extreme, and more fundamentally damaging to core rights and freedoms than any in living memory, and that is inclusive of policies he enacted during his first administration. Plans for mass raids, deportations, detention camps, and other extreme measures create terror in our communities, and they do nothing to make our immigration system more effective. In fact, all of our civil rights and civil liberties, regardless of our immigration status, are on the line with the president-elect's promises to prosecute political protesters and to deploy the military in our communities.
We're here at a time when politicians are trying to divide us along lines of race, gender, sexuality, gender identity, religion, class, and more. And we are here to say that we, as the city of Louisville, are united in our commitment to protect the safety and freedom of all of our neighbors. We urge the Metro Council and Mayor Greenberg to affirm the following 3 priorities. 1, Louisville is a safe and welcoming city for all people. 2, Louisville Metro has an existing ordinance in place since 2017, which stipulates that Louisville police and other public safety officials do not coordinate with Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, and that policy will be honored moving forward. 3, LMPD and city officials do not engage in racial profiling. Louisville's a stronger and safer city when we protect the basic human rights of all of our citizens.
Louisville Metro Police held their recruits graduation ceremony.
Metro Academy Class 60 began on June 24th, 2024, and in the months that followed and led to this day, these 10 recruits experienced over 936 hours of intense basic training covering all the critical skills and knowledge needed to begin their career serving and protecting people.
I definitely am proud today, proud to have 10 new wonderful colleagues that are joining all of the amazing folks that are part of LMPD and ABC doing such important public safety work every day to support others, to help others in our community. I'm excited to continue working with you together as we work to make Louisville a safer, stronger, and healthier city. Congratulations.
All of the things that you do in the name of service is what keeps this community safe. How you do it is what reflects on all of us. The feeling that I talked about with you just this past week, when we were in the classroom, that you experienced for the first time when you got this badge pinned on. That pride that you have in that badge, that work that you put in to earn it, don't ever lose that. Congratulations.
The Metro Council organizational meeting for 2025 was held, and the new Metro Council members were sworn in.
Colleagues, our first order of business is reading of the certificates of election. One election certificate will be read in its entirety, and then the results of each council district will be read. Madam Clerk, can you please read the certificate?
Board of Elections, Jefferson County, Kentucky, Certificate of Election. We, the undersigned, duly authorized to canvass the returns, do hereby certify the general election held in Jefferson County on November the 5th, 2024.
I would now like to welcome Division I Circuit Court Judge Eric Hayner to conduct the oath of office.
Metro Council members, are you prepared to take the oath? Yes. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth and the ordinances of the Louisville, Jefferson County Metro Government, and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky, so long as you continue a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully execute to the best of your ability the office of councilperson according to law and ordinance? And do you further solemnly swear or affirm that since the adoption of the present Constitution, that you, being a citizen of this Commonwealth, have not fought a duel with deadly weapons within this Commonwealth, nor out of it, nor have you sent or accepted a challenge to fight a duel with deadly weapons, nor have you acted as a second in carrying a challenge, nor aided or assisted any person thus offending? And do you further solemnly swear or affirm that you have the qualifications and are free of the disqualifications prescribed in Section 67C.143 of the Kentucky Revised Statutes? Yes. Congratulations.
Stage One celebrates the arts in Louisville. Metro TV's Art Spotlight looks at the theater organization, their National Endowment for the Arts grant obtained through Louisville Metro government, and their newest production that will hit the stage this month.
I'm here now with Andrew Harris, who is the producing artistic director for Stage One. Tell me a little about the history of Stage One here in Louisville.
Well, Stage One, it started back in 1946, so it's been around a long time, and then it was known as the Louisville Children's Theater, and it was specifically focused on opportunities for kids to perform. And then in the 80s, the name changed to Stage One, and there was a shift from just having students perform, but moving to having professional adult actors alongside kids performing for young audiences. Matter of fact, the name Stage One is referencing kind of the first stage of development, because oftentimes here, if you're from this community, Stage One has been one of the very first professional theater experiences that many of our young people have had over the years.
I know a lot of the people who have performed with Stage One have gone on to perform in other community theaters and lots of different stages.
We've had people perform all over. You know, we've had students grow up with us and go on to have careers in theater. We've had students grow up to us and go on to have careers as doctors, as lawyers. You know, and we bring adult actors from all over the country who bring up just a myriad of experience to the work that we do.
And what's your schedule look like each year? How many productions do you do?
Well, it kind of varies a little bit. You know, we actually have just made a kind of a huge shift and a change as part of our growth. But usually we do, at the Kentucky Center, we do student matinee series that's anywhere from 2 to 4 shows a year. And then we have a program geared for the very young called Storytellers, which is dramatic readings of children's books. And we'll do anywhere from 6 to 10 of those a year. And now, thanks to our merger back in June with Commonwealth Theater Center, now we have another 6 conservatory shows with our world-class conservatory students.
So tell us where we're located. Where are you located?
So this is where we have a campus really here on Payne Street. So 1129 Payne Street is our administrative office and rehearsal hall. So in this space we do all of our rehearsals, and this is where, you know, our general office staff, everybody operates out of this building. Right next door at 1123 Payne Street, we have the Walden Theater Building, formerly Commonwealth Theater Center, which is where our conservatory takes place. It's where our Black Box Theater is located. And then a little ways down the road on 3rd Street, we have a large production studio, which is where sets, costumes, props, and all of that takes place.
We're going to get a chance to hear a little bit about the production that's going on now and that you can see in January right here at Stage One. Thank you.
Great, thanks.
Hi, I'm Meg Cottle. I'm the director for Radium Girls, which will be playing in our Walden Theater building next door, January 17th through 25th. So Radium Girls is the story of the female doll painters in Orange, New Jersey that were painting clock faces during the war effort so that the fighter pilots and soldiers could see in the dark. They would light up. Unfortunately, the radium in it, because the process they used to paint the brushes gave them radium poisoning. Several girls died, but they filed lawsuits against the U.S. Radium Company, and that actually led to changes in our worker safety policies today.
Yeah, so I play Catherine Schaub. She's one of the main 3 dial painters. She loves to tell stories. She's very dramatic and emotional. Throughout her journey, she has many different stages of how she feels. She can be very giddy and decisive. She loves to have fun and storytell overall. Radium Girls has taught me a lot. I've learned a lot about enunciation, storytelling. But overall, with Stage One in Walden, being a part of this community is really amazing. It's inspired me and empowered me.
I play Grace Fryer. She is the main dial painter, and she is the one who, in the end, is the only one who lives in the show. And she kind of just makes sure that the lawsuit goes through and they get what they're owed. She does not settle for less than what she thinks she is deserved. And even if it's causing issues in her personal life, she still stays resilient throughout it all, and she's kind of a rock for everyone around her, as well as still being like very kind and considerate to others. I've been at the conservatory for about, I think, 7 or 8 years. It gets so long you just stop counting, but for me, it's kind of like the connections I've made while still getting an education. I know that I have so many people here that are there to support me. I can come to anyone with an issue and I will be validated and helped. I love everything I've learned here. I never thought that I would grow so much in something like Shakespeare, where I'm able to breeze through it in my English class because I know exactly what's going on. So being able to make those connections within the art world and just like emotionally with other people, I have incredible friendships and incredible teachers and a lot of incredible knowledge that has been bestowed upon me.
I'm back now with Andrew Harris, who is the producing artistic director for Stage 1.
We've got a very generous grant thanks to the Office of Creative Industries and the NEA that's going to support a world premiere piece that we're doing in the spring called Lily and the Pirates.
Okay, tell me a little about that.
So it's based on a children's book, and it follows a young girl, Lily, whose parents are adventure scientists, and they go off to Shipwreck Island and become lost. And so Lily, who is a nervous and anxious young lady, has to overcome her fears to go on an adventure to save her parents. And along the way, she's an avid reader of books, and she encounters her uncle's library where the books are missing. And so along the way, not only does she overcome her fears, she has to save the books for the library, and it is on top of all that, it's a musical. It is a lot of fun. We're doing this as part of a rolling world premiere. Stage 1 is going to produce it first, and then there are a couple of other theater for young audiences around the country that are going to follow us.
If somebody's interested in learning more about Stage 1, how can they go about doing that?
The best way is to go to our website, which is www.stage1.org, or of course to follow us on social media, Facebook and Instagram. We've got a lot of information out there, and would love to have everybody come join us, learn more about the great work that we do.
And Stage 1 is going to be turning 80 in just a couple of years.
That's exactly right.
In Louisville. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We are Stage 1 Family Theater, and you're watching Metro TV.
Metro TV was out on the street asking people what they like most about the snow.
I like the snow because it gives me an excuse to stay inside and drink a lot of hot chocolate.
And my least favorite thing is slipping on the ice. Favorite thing is getting inside where it's warm.
I hate it because you can't drive around it. The ice is horrible, and you slide all over the place.
Same. The ice is really tough to walk around in. So.
And my least favorite thing about the snow is when the roads are closed, businesses are closed. There's no money in businesses being closed.
Jim from Virginia, Illinois. Least favorite thing about the snow is, I guess it comes with the cold weather, but once you get used to it, it's not too bad. But it makes you appreciate the spring and the warmer weather coming, because if it was all the same, it'd be boring. So we need to have a little bit of variety and change in our seasons.
Louisville Metro Animal Services is looking for foster families.
Bahama Mama. I always called her Bertha. She was a big old girl. She was great. She did not do well in the shelter. I sent her out to foster, and she plays with their 3 other animals, and she's like living her best life. So foster is very important, because if she wouldn't have had a foster family, I'm not for sure where her outcome would have been. The shelter is loud, it's scary, it's overwhelming. So fosters help out so much because they get time to decompress, be themselves. A lot of the behaviors that most dogs have in the shelter, they don't have them outside of the shelter. We have a pretty good amount of fosters, and we're always looking for more. We supply all the bedding, food, any supplies that you may need, and all you have to do is just open up your home and an extra space for an animal to hang out for a little while. We have a great group of fosters that communicate with each other, give good support. We usually are able to give good support and tips so we can help them be as successful fosters as possible.
Thank you for watching Louisville This Week. Please share Metro TV with your family and friends, and ask them to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X, and download our app on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. Have a wonderful week.